Trump's team released a new anti-Biden ad. Now, remember, they just pulled all of their ads in like key swing states. They just pulled them. And so the idea was they're probably regrouping and coming up with new ads because the old ones aren't working. So what was the theme of the old ads? The theme of the old ads was, let's try to act like he's far left. He's Antifa. He's, a Marxist puppet. Like, that's who Joe Biden is. I'm telling you guys, that's the argument they were making. They pulled the ads because they know the poll numbers are not good for them. So they came up with new ads. Let's see what they got this time.
Deep in the heart of Delaware, Joe Biden sits in his basement, alone, hiding, diminished, refusing to answer questions about the crazy far-left ideas he's adopted. A massive tax increase, allowing China and Mexico to steal our jobs. Amnesty for illegal immigrants, letting them compete for American jobs. Biden has no answers, and after 5 decades of failure, he never will.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
So they pulled down the ads that were accusing Biden of being far left, and they replaced them with ads accusing Biden of being far left. They say the old definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. I don't know if that was ever really the definition of insanity, but this is definitely an example of trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. My dude, you kept slipping in the polls every time you used this argument. Why would you use this argument again? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You know what most people's reaction is? When you talk about how Biden's in the basement, people are like, yeah. And? And? Like, I talk to people, like, relatively apolitical people, and it's always interesting to get their take on political stuff if they're not following this stuff in and out. It's now a common thing among my apolitical friends to be like, yeah, he's in the basement. He should stay there. So the thing I was saying early on about how, Joe, just hide and you're good money. Everybody now is like, why wouldn't he? Just hide. You're going to be fine. So you can't attack him for doing something that's perfectly reasonable. I'm going to attack him for staying in the basement. It's like you're attacking him on a strength. That's a good thing that he's hiding in the basement. It's wonderful. What are you doing? So attacks him on that, and then he goes to far left Joe Biden. Yeah, tax increases. He's got tax increases. He's going to increase taxes for corporations. It was 35%. Trump cut it to 21%. Biden wants to make it 28%. That's perfectly reasonable. It's one of the few good things he's in favor of. And I doubt he's going to raise the top marginal rate, but I hope he does. I hope he does. If he goes back, raises it 4 percentage points back to like the Obama years, is that the end of the world? Of course not. Of course not. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? How can you use arguments that are this terrible? And then he just lies, too. He wants to amnesty the illegal immigrants. But there's video of Joe Biden years ago arguing for a wall. See, this is the thing. They take, like, Biden's a moderate Republican. There's no way around it. There's a guy who wrote the crime bill. So what has Trump been doing? Oh, he wrote the crime bill, but somehow he's in favor of defunding the police? What? Same thing with this. He wants to amnesty the illegal immigrants. Even though, if anything, his record was a little too harsh on that front. They don't know what they're doing. This is what happens when you have too many voices in the room and they're all drunk on One American News Network and Fox News. Trump used to have the instincts to know the weak spots. He knew it with Hillary. He knew it was the corruption. He knew it's that she's the status quo. He knew it was the trade deals. He knew it was the wars. He can't bring up the wars now because Trump's continuing them. Trump's been continuing them. How are you going to attack Biden on the wars when you can end them and you haven't? Even on outsourcing, 93,000 jobs were outsourced in Trump's first year as president. That's even up from Obama when it was 87,000. How are you going to attack him on that when you've been outsourcing? And what are you going to do? You're going to attack him on NAFTA? You did the new NAFTA. You did the new NAFTA. So he can't really do the, like, oh, you're the establishment thing, because now Trump's the establishment too. So what do? He's going with the path of least resistance. The path of least resistance is, we don't like the far left and pretend Biden's far left. No signs of life. No signs of life. I can't believe they pulled the ads, regrouped, and then put up basically the same ads, super similar, that are terrible arguments. Terrible. Really embarrassing stuff, but at this point, it's becoming expected.